Bum, 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 bum. Hey, it's a mostly happy Bendy on a Monday, and we got lasers.
And we got lasers. Wow.
Actually won on Sunday. Welcome to the Blue Review presented by LAX. I am Marcus Grant alongside Greg Bergman, Parker Bell, and as usual on a Monday, Clint Pacius. Fellas, 2 of 3. They lose 2 of 3 rather to the Padres this weekend, but they ended on a high note. A big win on Sunday to pull into a statistical tie for the division lead, but also they actually have the lead because they have the tiebreaker against the San Diego Padres. Clint, how are we feeling on this Monday?
We could be feeling a lot better, but we could feel a lot worse as well. It's kind of what you expected from this series: knockdown, drag out, and first place tie. You take what you can get, I guess.
You know what? That seems like a good way to kind of dive into this. We will get into everything over the weekend and maybe a little bit of what's to come this week with the Cincinnati Reds coming to town. But first, I want to give a shout out to the folks at LAX. They are transforming the travel experience. They are saving guests time. For more information, you can go to flylax.com/transforminglax. Greg, Friday night, disappointing. Saturday, massively disappointing.
Yeah.
Sunday, a little bit of redemption. What was your takeaway from the weekend?
So I'm going to be a lot more measured than I normally am here today. Oh my gosh.
Head off.
But yeah, I never expected a sweep. I wanted 2 of 3. I'm happy with 1 of 3. It's law of averages. They are still a good team. You can't expect to sweep them twice in a row. And also you still won. I think, what are they? It's 8-4 or 9-4, 9-4 against them on the season. So and if you actually look at what happened there, they didn't blow us out of the water by any means that some craziness happened. They got total of 15 hits over those 3-game series. And 7 of those came in that the hits that they were getting off of Blake Snell on Friday. So this was the weekend. It wasn't anything crazy or anything. They scored the 5 runs on Saturday off of walks from Tyler Glasnow. That's a little bit more concerning to me. The fact that he goes up and down in his starts, that sometimes he's really good and sometimes he's walking guys all over the place. I thought overall the pitching was really good. I really was disappointed in the 2 hits total against the starters on Friday and Saturday. But overall, you got to win. You got some run support yesterday for Yamamoto, which was amazing for him. So otherwise, I am not disappointed. I mean, maybe not disappointed is the wrong way to put it. I'm a little disappointed, but I feel like that's what was going to happen this weekend. Is that measured enough?
That's very measured. No, it's very measured. I mean, because
that was fun.
A few days ago, they lose 2 of 4 to the Rockies, and we were kind of spitting fire a little bit here.
As we should. That was the Rockies.
That was bad. I mean, Parker, Greg, I think kind of hit on a big thing for me this weekend, that the starting pitching, the pitching in general, was not bad, right? I mean, they give up a grand total of 2 runs on Friday night. Glasnow wasn't sharp, but he only gave up 3 by the time he left. And then obviously Yama was great. It just felt like for the most part, the offense didn't show up. I mean, Friday and Saturday, the totality of the offense was Alex Freeland. That was, to me, the big problem this weekend.
Yeah. I was getting hyped for the young guy, Alex. It was cool to see. But honestly, for me this weekend, Friday, Saturday didn't even happen. Dusted off. All I recognize is Sunday. Freddie homers twice. Shohei gets the homer. Dalton with the biggest hit of his young career. I think that's all I'm focusing on today, Marcus.
Well, I mean, Friday didn't happen. I by chance backed into a Dave Matthews Band ticket on Friday night. So that's kind of what I was doing.
Dave Matthews Band, you're in college again?
I felt like okay, side note to this whole thing, right? This is not I know the show, but I don't think I've listened to a new Dave album since 2005.
There's a new one?
He's been making albums for 20 plus years since then. They're still touring, they're still doing new stuff. So I was actually pleased that I knew about a third of the songs he played. 1 out of every 3 songs I was familiar with. And so I felt like that was a win.
Guys, I don't think I could name a Dave Matthews song. I'm sorry.
I love Dave Matthews in college. I was that dude in college. Lizzie.
From 98 to about 2005, I was a Dave guy.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure if I heard it, I'd be like, oh, well.
Oh no, I'm sure there's a couple that
Ants Marching,
Crash Into Me. Yeah, if you heard him, you're like, oh yeah, I know that song. I didn't know it was Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
But also, this tells you how things went on Friday night that we're sitting here diverging into a Dave Matthews
conversation.
I mean, Clint, one of the things I think that frustrated me about yesterday, obviously they go out, they score 8 runs, they hit 4 home runs, Freddie with 2 bombs. It was great. You have Shohei dapping up hecklers next to the
That was
dugout
awesome.
after his home run. But I think what frustrates me is that, like, why isn't this the approach consistently, right? Like, why is it that they have games like this? And now, I think in the back of our minds, we have this feeling that they're going to struggle to scratch out runs against Hunter Green and the Reds over the next few days.
Yeah, I mean, you have the argument that this is a team that's extremely home run reliant, and not a whole lot of evidence says otherwise. And yesterday at Petco, the baseball was flying out a little bit more in the daytime than it does at the nighttime. They have the same approach just about every day. Hit the ball as hard as you can, ideally where there's not somebody standing or where there's a fan standing. It just happened to fly out. And that was something Freddie Freeman kind of alluded to after the game. He was asked, like, I think Saturday night you hit one 107 miles an hour off the bat. Today you hit one 107 miles an hour off the bat. What was the difference? And Freddie was like, it was daytime, jokingly, of course. Baseball flies a little bit better, but I know a lot of people were kind of clamoring for a different approach. I don't think, and even Dave was kind of alluding to it as well, or talking. We've heard him talk about people having different clubs in the bag or whatever. I just don't think that that's what this team, how they're going to win. They need to hit dingers and chicks dig the long ball and all that kind of stuff. They need to hit some dingers. They just need to, I don't know, I guess eat their Wheaties in the morning or something like that, or closer to game time. That's how they play.
Yeah, I mean, you are correct, and I guess that's the frustrating part to me, because I read some of Dave's quotes after Saturday. I think Miguel Rojas had something similar about how the approach just doesn't change regardless of what pitchers do. And I think we saw Friday, Saturday, especially Yu Darvish, Nestor Cortez, basically just staying on the outer half to guys, going with a lot more soft stuff, a lot fewer fastballs. And the approach was the same. Swing hard just in case you hit it. Sadly, they didn't hit it a whole lot. I mean, Greg, they went the first 2 games. I think they had 2 at-bats with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
In the first, like, 2 in the whole 2 games. That's insane.
No, it was those first 2 games were very, very frustrating. I will give it up to Yu Darvish. He pitched his ass off. He looked really, really good, and he's a really good pitcher. And he actually was pitching pretty well until he saw the Dodgers the week before, and they had their moments. It was Friday and Saturday were frustrating because they just couldn't get a hit. Period. And that's where you're looking at, like, what is going on here? And this is what we were talking about before the weekend, is that when you leave Colorado, things are different. Like, it's just the way the ball moves, the way seeing the ball, it makes it happened in Minnesota. It happened to Toronto. It's just, you don't hit as well in the next series after being in Colorado. Some maybe do, but for the most part, that is what happens there. And I think that another point, you made the point that Freddie was hitting 107, 107, 107. Shohei was hitting 115 off the bat, and it was dying in the middle, because he was with some topspin. Anywhere else, if he got it just an inch lower, that ball was blasted out. It just because it had topspin, it died, and that happened multiple times. I think there was a couple of situations kind of like that too, where it was just they just was at guys or topspinned or just little things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I for the most part, I listened on radio. I would have the TV on, but maybe have the radio broadcast up. Steven Nelson is one of us in the sense that like he is fed up. Like he has just had it. If you listen to any of his broadcasts over the weekend, he's just annoyed. He's frustrated. He really is like the rest of us. But Parker, he brought up a question that I know has been said in the chat by multiple people in the chat. I think we have tried to sort of gloss over a little bit, but I think at this point, it's valid. This team has been this way since the All-Star break, where it's up and down. They can't find any consistency. The offense has been lacking. I know everybody says, well, wait till they get healthy. But, Nelson asked the question. Like, at this point, it's a large enough sample size to just ask, is this just who this team is this year?
Yeah. The question is, and that's the overlying deal here, is like, are they repeat champions or are they going to be October duds? I mean, who are you? Are you Sunday's team who absolutely trampled the Padres, or are you Friday, Saturdays who rolled over? It's tough to tell. I mean, who are obviously the three guys you're going to get back, the 2 or 3 guys when you get Kike, you get Edmund, and you have some optionality there. And Kim, are they the prayers, the answers? We not necessarily individually, any one of them, but you do add some of that depth, and just the middle half of the lineup there will start to look a little better. So sure, maybe injuries are a factor of it, but yeah, I agree with Steven Nelson. Being upset, you have every right. The chat, you have every right to be upset. This team, up and down, that's not something that you can just continue going into the postseason because you only have a few shots.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. Like, we're just sort of running out of time to actually get something going. Like, there's still 30 some odd games left. I think 32, I believe, something like that. Games left. Clint, if I were standing out in front of your
31.
local target, 31. Okay, if I were standing out in front of your local target, Clint, with a petition that said make Alex Call the everyday left field over Michael Conforto, would you sign it?
I would sign that in a heartbeat. Yeah, I think we've seen enough. Some people call it an experiment. No, it's just dude needs to be fired. Like, he didn't work out for the job. Thankfully, we know they have some help coming. Chances are high. Kike Hernandez joins the team today or tomorrow. Should be today. He's hitting. He's hitting. He looks healthy. He's fine. According to David Vassay, Max Muny is maybe about 10
Next
days
week.
away. Yeah, which I would be kind of shocked when hopefully they caught that early enough. But I think that's the biggest thing is we've seen this now into its second time. This team is putrid on offense without Muncy in that lineup. And watching yesterday's game, Teoscar hits the 400-foot sac fly robbery, and coming up after him was Alex Freeland, who, he's kind of been hot of late. But that's a spot Max Muny needs to be in, and that's kind of the difference we have in this lineup, where it's just not the same without the dude. It's not. Need him back.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that Shohei Ohtani is in the running for National League MVP, but I think at this point it's hands down that Max Muny is the Dodgers MVP.
Yeah.
The difference in the lineup with him versus without him is stark. And I think that even goes back to the start of the season. Because remember, Greg, the beginning of the season, Muncy was miserable, but they were still scoring runs. So I think it's just, I don't know if it's something about his presence in the middle of the lineup, if it's the way opposing pitchers have to attack. I don't know, but man, they could use him back. And obviously, I'm excited that it's only 10 days because, Greg, I feel like Dave Roberts is getting better at this whole medical thing. Like, he's actually being Doc. Like, he's good at predicting how this injury thing is going to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'd go that far, but yeah, it is getting a little bit better. Hopefully he does come back. He does change a lot of things. I thought there was a lot of things that went kind of a little bit awry. We talked about Teoscar hitting that 400-foot sac fly. He had 3 that dropped at the wall. Like, he's right there. Yeah. You have Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie are all hitting right now. So those all 4 are starting to get, I mean, besides the weekend when it was all nonsense, but you can tell that they are kind of more locked in than they have ever been. And then once he gets back in there, it all changes. It just sucks that this is happening in the middle of August. I think it was last year in the middle of August that this was kind of happening too, though, if I'm not mistaken, when they were going with guys that you're like, what the hell are we doing with these dudes out here? The only difference was you had a big old lead, so it didn't really matter. This one, you're fighting for. You're fighting not a, you blew the lead, and you're fighting for just first place, and also just to get that bye in the playoffs, because right now that ain't you. That's not, so you got to still fight for that. Overall, I think there's a lot of really good things that are still happening here, and I feel like I don't feel bad about this weekend. I really don't. It sucked to watch Friday and Saturday, but yesterday made it a little bit better, and to still be in that first place. Now, look, it's a series at 31 games. Whoever comes out on top, it's this right now.
Yeah, I think that's a really good jumping off point there. The whole idea of getting that first round bye. Marcus, how important? Dodgers are in first place, but how important is it for them to have one of the top 2 records in the National League?
I mean, I think it's important. Because remember last year, I think was the first year we all said, okay, this is a big deal, because the last couple of years when they'd had it, they showed up, they looked sort of lethargic, and they flamed out early in the playoffs. Last year we looked at it like, this team is beat up. Like, they need that first round bye, and obviously it did them some good. They were able to get their pitching in order, get some guys healthy and ready to go. I mean, because Freddie was still he was dealing with that ankle pretty much the entire postseason. So I mean, that was good. I think similarly this year, having that first round bye might be important, right? As much as you've leaned on your bullpen so far this year, the fact that you've got guys with nagging little things, I think being able to just kind of straighten out your lineup and straighten out your rotation would be great. I felt like the Brewers were never going to lose again, but somehow they lose 2 of 3 to the Giants. Like, go figure that one. So
Peaked too early. I still believe it. I still believe it. Honestly, I do.
I think that's true. I mean, so like the Brewers, I think are going to cool off a little bit. They may come back to the pack, hopefully. The Phillies right now, I know they're dealing with injuries, especially to their pitching staff at the moment. So, there's still a chance that the Dodgers can catch them at the moment. So there's still hope for that 1 seed. I will say this, Greg, it's not impossible. It's maybe improbable just because you are, 5 games back, something like that. I can't do the math in my head.
Right now it's 7.
Too early for math.
Yeah. 7 games back.
7 games. Yes, yeah, so there's 7. Well, they also don't have the tiebreaker too because they went 0-6.
So it's 8.
So basically 8 games back of the Brewers right now. I mean, Greg, it's not impossible. It is highly unlikely, but not impossible, I guess.
No, it's not impossible, but I'm looking for that 2nd seed at this point. It seems like kind of far gone. I don't really if you get it, awesome. That's great. I'm looking for the 2nd one. The Phillies, you're only back two of the Phillies, 2.5 back of the Phillies, 2 back of the Cubs. Like those are all going to kind of even themselves out, I think, and they'll jump ahead there. I think just getting the bye is important. It's gonna be one of those seasons where it could go either way, to be honest with you, actually, because if they're finally getting hot and hitting going into the playoffs, and then they have the bye and then cool off, you're like, oh, geez, I wish they didn't have the bye. But if they're still like kind of struggling, you're working with injuries, where is Tanner Scott fully healthy? Is Muncy fully healthy? Is what's going on? Is everybody? Then you're gonna say, oh, we absolutely need it. It's no matter what happens. It's gonna go one way or the other. I just think I want the bye because I want them to go directly into the division series. I don't want to have to deal with a 3-game set where anything can happen.
Yeah. I think that's best for us and for everyone here in the Blue Review chat to think about as well. But to round all this out, if you're the Dodgers and you're on this team, you better not be bleeping thinking about other teams right now, because I've seen what your at bats look like when you try to get ahead of yourselves and play hero ball. You look like garbage. Just go out there. Show who you are, win, do what you did Sunday. No need to, score watch at this point in the season. Maybe around Freddie's birthday, around September 12th-ish, when he's turning 36 or so. Then let's see where you're at and you can start score watching. But right now, just put together some series wins, please. I mean, I beg of you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing, right? Just string some together, because as excited as happened, I don't know if excited, but pleased as I was about yesterday, Clint, I've got a very strong feeling of, all right, I need to see you do it again. Like, I need to see you grind out these at bats. I need to see you take a measured approach at the plate. Because it's one thing to go and get a big win. I mean, we saw them finish out that series in Colorado with a win. We think, okay, well, maybe they'll take that into San Diego and nothing for 2 days. Yeah. I mean, is that fair? Because I just need some consistency from this group.
Yeah, you can't have letdown. I mean, the Reds are a team fighting for a wild card spot. They're a good baseball team. They're not as good as the Padres. So you should be able to beat them, especially on your home turf. Home cooking is going to help this team. They finally mercifully get a day off on Thursday as well. Hopefully it's coming out of a sweep. But to Parker's point, you just need to worry about winning series moving forward. And I would love for them to see them start winning some game ones of series a little bit more often. That would just make me feel a lot better, because I'm tired of having the doom and gloom live streams every other day on the YouTube here. So that's what you got to do. Just win series and beat the Reds.
Greg, Hunter Green, steady diet of fastballs. I mean, I feel like that's
100 plus. Yeah.
Just crank it up and get ready to go, because it's going to be 100 plus for 5 or so innings. I guess the good news, this team hits fastballs relatively well.
Yeah. They're a good fastball hitting team, and the last time they played they have a 2-game set or 3-game set or a 4-game set? I think it was a 3.
I think it was 3. Yeah,
3. They took 2 of 3 of that one and had a chance to sweep that one until they lost it on, which tends to happen. Have the lead on a Sunday and lose it. But yeah, they are, and I see Sherry in the chat put it in there too. The Reds are the only team that has never been
They
swept.
have not
this
been
season.
swept. Yep.
They are the only team in all of baseball. Yeah, so we could. This is a chance for us to fix that. Exactly. Clint.
This would be great.
So, yeah,
be
which
great.
I think they have. I think they're. I mean, not to think. I know they're better than that team. They are. So this is one that you should get fat on. And look, if you can get this game tonight, then you have a really good chance of taking that sweep, because this is the toughest one of all of them.
Yeah,
Hunter Green is ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's going to be Hunter Green against Emmett Sheehan tonight. Tomorrow, Clayton Kershaw against Nick Martinez. Wednesday, Shohei versus TBD, who you'd think has got to be tired. TBD throws a lot of innings.
It might be Zach. It might be Zach Little or Littell, however you pronounce it.
Okay, so we'll see what the Reds decide to announce for Wednesday. A couple of quick notes, of course. The reminder that starting Tuesday, September 2nd, a week from tomorrow, we will be on bright and early, 6:30 a.m. So set your coffee maker, set your alarm. Have your alarm be like that could be your alarm.
That's a great alarm.
It's a great alarm. So be sure to join us if you can. If you cannot, we get it. But we will replay this at 10 a.m. Is that what it is? 10 a.m. That's going to replay?
Yeah.
Okay, so check that out.
I need to download and throw that sound up for people to be able to download.
Yeah,
you
man.
actually have that as your.
You really should. Can we
really
make it a ringtone? And
make it a ringtone. Do people
I'll
still
use it
do
for my-
ringtones?
Yeah,
My phone is on silent like 99% of the time.
Phone makes a noise. I'm like, what is going on here?
Exactly. Like, what's that? What is this sound?
You can make it your text message sound.
There it is.
That's
And
making a
then
noise.
Clint, what do you guys have going this week?
Well, I mean, a whole bunch on my All Dodgers YouTube channel. Subscribe there. Myself, Jeff Snyder, we're talking Dodger baseball all the time. Today, myself and Lana Rizzo, we got us on Dodgers territory today. Tomorrow, post game. Thursday, we're trying to get a guest. We're trying to get a beat writer that we can complain at for today. But yeah, tune in 12 o'clock Pacific time on Dodgers territory. You'll have a good time.
Absolutely. So be sure to check that out. Go ahead.
And my question for Clint is this your last hurrah?
I mean, I'll tell you, your boy ain't getting up before 6. That's for sure. I'll be up earlier this week. I'm directing Ken Rosenthal's Fair Territory show on Thursday, which means I have to be up at 7 a.m. for a pre-production call, and then I'm going right back to bed for a little while. Morning, that ain't me no more, dog.
Well, we appreciate the time that you did spend with us. It's always
had a lot of fun, boys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always loved having you here.
It's been great. And if by
one of the
chance you
best.
just happen to roll out of bed,
Yeah.
Around 6:30 or so, we'll be glad to have you.
It's like, if I'm either happy enough or angry enough, I'll be joining.
Sweet.
Just join in. Just say, hey, I'm
That's good to hear.
joining, and you are welcome in.
Just you're welcome to pop on in
Hey,
anytime.
listen, you and Greg could just chat too, and we'll record it. And then
Yeah,
I'll
right.
throw it up.
Yeah, just throw it up there.
On the
That'll-
golf
yeah.
course. Hey, Greg,
This-
you still
which-
need to
this
go to
could
the
be the
golf
show.
course.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Make that
There
happen.
it is. Anyway, that'll about wrap it up for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. Thanks to Clint for stopping by, as always. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We appreciate it. Even saw Mr. Classic in there with
After a win too.
Well, after a win, but with some very measured comments. Less trolling, more I think more measured. So
measured
everybody,
Greg equals a measured Mr.
everybody's
Classic.
learning. Everybody's learning to just to go with the flow.
Calm down.
Synergy.
Calm down. Of course, thanks to LAX as always for helping us get this thing going. Stick around. We got first pitch coming up with Travis and DeMarco and Bergman. We got some more lasers as we get out of here.
Lasers.
We're back with you tomorrow, 8:30, 8:55 here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. For Clint, for Parker, for Greg, I am Marcus. We'll talk to you about tomorrow. See it.
That's it.
Nice.
Review.
Clear view.